Hello everyone and welcome to the weird, scary and horrible parts of humanity. Today we are looking at one of the worst events to take place on German television, the accident of Samuel Koch on the show Wetten. I would like to apologise for my pronunciation of German as I haven't spoken German since high school classes. Wetten, translating to Wanna Bet, was broadcast 6 to 7 times a year on Saturday night on German state broadcaster ZDF, as well as Austrian state broadcaster ORF and Swiss German language state broadcaster SRF. Broadcasting initially on the 14th of February 1981 in West Germany and hosted by creator Frank Elsner until the 4th of April 1987. It was then hosted by Thomas Gottschalk from the 26th of September 1987 until the 2nd of March 1992. Wolfgang Luppert joined the show and hosted only 9 episodes from the 26th of September 1992 until the 27th of November 1993 before Gottschalk recommenced hosting the show on the 15th of January 1994. On the 3rd of October 2009, co-host Michelle Hunziker joined the show. The core gimmick of the show was bets, where ordinary people would perform bizarre and unusual bets ranging from a Chinese martial artist pushing a car with a spear with the top of the spear resting on his throat, to a blindfolded farmer recognizing his cows solely by the sound that they made while chewing apples. The other big attraction was a series of celebrities, including international celebrities, appearing and chatting with the host, as well as waging on the outcome of one of the bets to be performed. Some of the most notable celebrities to appear were Bill Gates, Cameron Diaz, Michael Douglas, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Hugh Grant, Jennifer Aniston, Britney Spears and Mikhail Gorbachev. One of the most infamous bets was when Whoopi Goldberg went onto the show and lost her bet. Having lost the wager, she had to cast Gottschalk to be in her next movie, which just happened to be Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit. Gottschalk would play the German cook Father Wolfgang. Since October 2001, there was also the child bet, where children would compete in bets. A musical star would also appear during the episode, with some of the more famous attendees being the Bee Gees, Tom Jones, Elton John, Rod Stewart, Robbie Williams and Tina Turner. The show was broadcast across numerous locations in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, or Palma de Mallorca, and albeit scheduled to run for 2 hours, it would run for as long as 2 hours and 45 minutes. The show became one of Germany's most successful TV shows ever, with 11 versions made overseas. Its highest rated show was on the 9th of February 1985, when 23.42 million people tuned in, and although the show's viewership decreased into the 1990s, it still saw high ratings, with the appearance of then Federal Chancellor Gerhard Schröder in February 1999 seeing 18.06 million viewers. By the 2000s, however, with RTL showing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and Deutschland sucht den Superstar, the German version of Pop Idol, the show struggled, and in the 2008 to 2009 season, only 9.97 million people watched the show, having halved its ratings in 20 years. Samuel Koch was born on the 28th of September 1987 in Neuwied in the state of Rhineland-Palatinate. His father was Christoph Koch, who was a computer scientist, while his mother Marion Koch was an operational nurse. He had 3 siblings, 2 sisters, Elizabeth and Rebecca Koch, and a brother, Jonathan Koch. He went to the Kant Gymnasium Well am Wein High School, and then, as part of his military service, worked as an editor for the press and public relations work of the Franco-German Brigade, a 6,000 binational infantry made up of French and German troops headquartered in Mulheim in Germany. Growing up, he did gymnastics. He was artistic director in the anti-war film and drama 4 Days in May, which is the true story of a Red Army scouting group consisting of Soviet soldiers contradicting their higher-ranking soldiers' orders to protect German women and children, with the events taking place on the morning of the 4th of May 1945 during the Soviet occupation of Nazi Germany, 4 days before the end of the Second World War. In the movie, Koch also played a soldier. He was also an acrobat and stuntman. In August 2010, he started studying at the Hanover University of Music, Drama and Media, where he studied acting. He aimed to become an actor and a stuntman. He applied to Wetten, listing in his questionnaire 9 hobbies: artistic gymnastics, snowboarding, skiing, diving, swimming, inline skating, horse riding, dancing and fencing. At the age of 23, on the 4th of December 2010, he took part in a live episode of Wetten, which was shot in Dusseldorf. This was to be a big episode of Wetten, with Koch the first stunt to take place at his request. Performing and participating in the show were Robbie Williams, with Take That having just reformed, Cameron Diaz, Otto Walkes, Sarah Nura, Justin Bieber, Christoph Waltz, Alexandra Maria Lara, Hardy Kruger and Cher. First, actor Otto Walkes and model Sarah Nura attended. A bet was orchestrated and took place outside of a studio where hundreds of men disguised as Santa Clauses appeared in airy swimming costumes. Later, they were to be shown together along the banks of the Rhine on cross-country skis. Koch then came out with a reel of his rehearsals shown. His wager was that he could jump over 5 moving cars by forward somersaulting over them while wearing diving boots, with the cars progressively increasing in size. The cars were to be jumped in 4 minutes. However, in rehearsals he had struggled and he had fallen badly twice, but according to ZDF, these falls were completely undramatic. This was a dangerous stunt as he had to run against a car driving towards him and had to factor in the different height and length of each car. However, Koch had practiced extensively and found this to be a new challenge as no one else had done it, and found this to be the zenith of his search for a stunt to perform. His mother was in the audience with Nuro and Walkes both watching the stunt. The driver of the car would give a thumbs up, with Koch giving a thumbs up before the car came towards him. He successfully jumped over the first car, a smart car driven by a friend from school. The second car was a Mini Cooper driven by another friend. However, he was unable to jump and ran to the side, informing the driver that he was unable to jump. He then successfully somersaulted over a third car, a Ford Focus, which was driven by a friend from university. The fourth car was an Audi A4 driven by his father. This car, unlike the others, had a camera inside the car. Ironically, while a longer car, this was the shortest car in terms of height that Koch had to jump over. However, the jump was unsuccessful, and in jumping his head hit the windshield. He went over the roof of the car and then he fell face first onto the floor. It is assumed that Koch passed out immediately after hitting the windshield, went over the top of the car and fell uncontrollably. Because the helmet could not absorb the impact of his fall, his first and second cervical vertebrae were injured, with the helmet preventing a skull fracture. Gottschalk ran to Koch in shock as paramedics led him off the studio floor, with Koch not responding to Gottschalk or his mother, who had run from the audience. The shocked live studio audience did not know how to react as the camera panned over them while Koch was being treated. They then cut to music videos from the previous years of Wetten, before returning to Gottschalk sitting on a sofa with Walkes, Nuro and Hunziker not present. He gave an update on the condition of Koch and announced that the show was to be abandoned for the first time in its 20-year history. The sheer horror and bizarreness of the footage meant that this became an international news story and was streamed around the world. The fifth car was to be driven by another friend from university, and after the stunt, Justin Bieber was to perform. Koch was put into an artificial coma and treated at the University Hospital in Dusseldorf with emergency surgery given. While Koch survived the incident, it was evident that his injury was severe. Initially, some movement was detected in one leg. After an operation on his spinal cord on the 8th of December 2010, from the 9th of December 2010 he was able to breathe independently. On the 11th of December 2010 he was transported to the Swiss Paraplegic Centre in Nottville by the German Air Rescue, where he was placed in intensive care. He remained there for rehabilitation throughout the rest of 2010 and much of 2011. On the 13th of December 2010, doctors announced that he would never walk again and that he was a quadriplegic. Wetten was heavily criticised, with the German Sport University in Cologne finding in a report commissioned by ZDF that the accident was an unfortunate chain of movement errors. However, producers were forced to go onto the defensive and noted that other dangerous stunts had been performed on Wetten, and moderator of ZDF, Marietta Slonke, said that the worst that had happened was a broken leg, despite the increasingly dangerous stunts featured on Wetten. Indeed, in the show's 192 episodes, only 3 injuries had taken place, and only one of those had involved a member of the public. Gottschalk had cut his lip open, Hunziker had fallen off a scooter, and in October 2008, a person taking part in the show broke his leg attempting to jump over the family's home on a BMX bike. While more safety and security mechanisms were put in place for the next broadcast of Wetten, in many ways, at least for the short term, Germany would never look at Wetten the same way again. Both Gottschalk and Hunziker left the show in 2011, with the accident playing a significant part in their decision to leave the show. Host Markus Lanz took over hosting in 2012, with his assistant being Cindy from Marzahn. However, the show never regained its former domination under Lanz, who was heavily criticised as host, with SRF cancelling the show's broadcast in German-speaking Switzerland in the same year. The show continued to lose viewers, and on its episode broadcast on the 22nd of February 2014, the show hit a record low of 5.85 million viewers at a market share of 19.3%. On the 5th of April 2014, Lanz announced that 3 more episodes of Wetten would be broadcast before the show was to be cancelled. According to program director of ZDF Norbert Himmler, the decline in the number of viewers shows that the viewing habits have changed and that the format has lost its appeal. The effort for such a big show is no longer in proportion to the audience response. On the final episode of the show, broadcast on the 13th of December 2014, the show had 9.27 million viewers, with a market share of 32.5%, with the show broadcast as a one-off on SRF. This was to be the highest audience for Wetten in 2 years and the third highest episode of the shows that Lanz hosted. Koch appeared on the final episode of Wetten, discussing his life as a quadriplegic as well as his career, and said that he did not blame anyone on Wetten for what had taken place. The show did come back as a one-off special hosted by Gottschalk on the 6th of November 2021, with 14.46 million viewers watching the show, with a market share of 45.9%. This led to speculation that the show may return permanently in the future. However, what is remarkable is that Koch really is a hero in not allowing being a quadriplegic to beat him or stop him from living his best life. While he was recovering and in therapy in Switzerland, 4 Days in May was released. He considered suicide and became very depressed as a result of being a quadriplegic, having been released in November 2011 from therapy and rehabilitation in Switzerland. At the time, he believed that his acting career, as he was a quadriplegic, was over. Koch then wrote his own autobiography, Zwei Leben, which was released in 2012. For this, he won the Golden Compass Award by the Association of Christian Media. Throughout 2013, he went on tours with Samuel Harfst, a German singer and guitar player, with Koch reading his autobiography and Harfst playing the guitar while Koch was reading. One of his readings was released on DVD. Determined not to let anything beat him, Koch passed his drama exam at the Hanover University of Music, Drama and Media, with his thesis analysing disability on the stage and entitled The Discovery of Beauty in Reduction. In 2014, after completing training to become an actor, he became a member of the ensemble at the Darmstadt State Theatre, where he acted in the Prince Friedrich von Homburg. He received stellar reviews for his acting. He was also in Madame Bovary and was seen as important in fostering inclusion for people who were disabled in the theatre and in acting. In Madame Bovary, he acted alongside Jana Zoll, who was also disabled. Koch was then in 24 episodes of the soap opera Sturm der Liebe, as well as in the movie Hong im Kampf as a ticket seller. While filming Sturm der Liebe, he met actress Sarah Elena Timper, and the two got engaged in August 2016, with the wedding taking place on the 27th of August 2016 at the Evangelical Church in Mapak. He said in an interview with Spiegel Panorama that he would like to have children. In 2018, he played the main role in the movie Draußen in meinem Kopf. For this, he was nominated for the Max Ophues Award in 2018. In the same year, he became a permanent member of the ensemble cast at the National Theatre Mannheim. He became a minor celebrity in Germany and participated in numerous shows, including the German version of The Masked Singer in 2021, broadcast on Pro7, and filmed in Cologne. Taking part as a phoenix, he came 7th and was eliminated in the 4th show. Outside of Wetten, he has been featured or interviewed on 22 TV shows, all within Germany. Since his accident, he has used his celebrity status to support numerous social projects, including the German Paraplegia Foundation, the Wings for Life and the Penalty Foundation, which works with children who have spinal cord injuries. In a 2021 interview, Koch said that he unreservedly blamed himself for what took place on Wetten, and in a 2020 interview he said that he saw the accident as something of a second leash on life for himself. Thank you for watching. Please do yourself a favour and hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to inform you of when new videos come out. Also, why not hit that like button and leave a nice comment? It helps more than you know, and your support is truly appreciated. I really would love to hear from you. Do you know Samuel Koch? Or did you know Samuel Koch? Did you watch Wetten? How did you feel about the stunt? How did you feel about ZDF's response to the accident? I really would love to hear from you. Until next time, stay awesome, stay classy, be kind to everyone you meet, have an amazing day, and don't forget, truth is always more interesting than fiction.